Hello everybody, BrioS here, and today we're looking at one of the more uncommon mechs of the modern day battlefield. And yes, ladies and gents, this is the 50-ton clan Omni-Mech, the Nova. And the variant I have for you guys today is the Nova Prime. And before we talk about the build itself and why I'm showcasing it, let's talk about the Nova itself. The Nova is not so common on the battlefield because it suffers from two big problems, which result in experienced players shunning this mech. The first problem are its arms, because they contain most of its weapons and they are also really low, so below the cockpit level. So by the time you heal hump, most of these weapons will either hit the ground, and if you want to shoot the enemy, you have to expose most of your mech. So that's going to be a problem because you take too much return fire. The second big problem is that it's really wide. With the cockpit in the middle, you may look as though you're in cover when you corner peek, but your arms are probably still sticking out along with a bit of the torso. So the enemy can actually still shoot your arm and your torso, and with most of your weapons on the arms, you get neutralized pretty darn easily. But thankfully, the Quadrant decided to suggest to PGI some quirk changes, and they got a quirk pass thanks to PGI. Do take note, the Quadrant cannot implement any changes. They're basically a consultancy group. They just suggest stuff to PGI. But thankfully, the community managers are willing to listen, and they got a quirk pass, which makes it a bit more playable. Do take note, the geometry itself, the flaws which I mentioned earlier, can't be fixed without developer time, and that I'm not sure whether it will come in. But we enjoy what we have. So let's take a look at the builds before we look at the quirks. I'm running something pretty close to the original build, keeping the original Omnipods with a set of 8 quirks, but only having 5 ER medium lasers per arm for a total of 10. It may sound pretty darn hot, and it is, but I have 20 double heat sinks, as you can see, to offset the heat. And with 5 jump jets, which are actually crucial for this build to overcome the flaws, it's not too shabby. Still suffers from geometry changes, so when you play with this build, you gotta be aware of the flaws I mentioned earlier. But what makes this build interesting are its quirks. So let's take a look at the quirks for this build. So for this build, the Nova Prime actually gets a whole bunch of pretty interesting quirks, and this was due to the quirk pass. It gets an energy heat 5% and an ER medium laser heat of 7.5%. So for this build with the 10 ER medium lasers, they do get a 12.5% reduction in heat. And with the skills coming in, that's a 20.9 heat reduction, and that's not too shabby actually. And it also gets an ER medium laser duration of minus 10%. Combined with the skills, that's 20% reduction in the duration. So you can pop that, deal some damage, and drop back into cover pretty darn fast. Even it gets a overheat damage of 15%, just a bit, but it helps quite a bit. And yeah, so this makes this mech actually pretty darn good offensively in terms of the ER medium laser builds, but with the hitbox problems, as I mentioned earlier, the two big flaws, it's still really difficult to play. And when you play it, you really have to use the jump jets to jump out, pop tart, and fall back into cover because of the low arms. So anyway, let's take a look at the skills. So as I was saying, with the skills coming in, you get a pretty hefty bonus. So as I was saying, 4 laser duration nodes for additional 10%, total of 20% laser duration decrease because of the skills and quirks. And with 44 SPs, we also have a 8.4 heat reduction. Combined with the skills, or rather the quirks, that's 20.9, making the heat a lot more manageable. Still hot with 10 ER medium lasers. And with ER medium lasers, you don't have much range compared to all the blue lasers flying around, so I'm getting 15% range improvement, and also a 6.6% cooldown increase, or rather reduction, to allow myself to fire faster. And moving on to operations, I'm taking 21 SPs. This is mainly for 5 nodes of cool run to increase the heat dissipation by 5%. Pretty common in a really hot build, this is quite useful. And heat containment of 15% due to the 5 nodes of heat containment, and that allows you to have a higher heat capacity by a bit. Also a bit of quick ignition to allow you to restart your mech faster when you do shut down. And yep, hot mechs do shut down quite a bit. I'm actually running 16 SPs into sensors. That's to get 100% radar deprivation. That's because this build, with its flaws, you need to pop tart quite a bit. And with the arms slung pretty low, you have to pop tart quite a bit higher than the usual pop tarting builds like the Vapor Eagle. And once you drop back into cover, you don't want to get lurmed, so yep, 100% radar deprivation helps quite a lot. And finally for auxiliary, 10 SPs for 2 strikes and 2 cool shots with the cool shot cooldown to fire the second one just a little bit faster. Pretty standard for hot builds. So that's it, ladies and gents. That is the Nova Prime with the new quirks from its recent quirk pass. In short, still suffering from the geometry changes, but the quirks make it pretty good offensively. And with the flaws in mind, just have to play it a bit more carefully. Be aware of your positioning because the arms do stick out. And with its jump jets, you can do a lot by pop-tarting if you do it properly. So anyway, with that being said, it's good to examine the mechs after they get the quirk pass. And this mech finally is kind of playable. I still don't like the geometry, but it is what it is. So anyway, let's get down to the gameplay and I'll show you some of the better matches I had with this build. And let's go. And here we are on Forest Colony for the very first showcase match. The game mode is Incursion, which is actually pretty interesting because with the fuel cells, you want the light mechs to get the fuel cells to give us some radar or some other coverage, and before that we'll just ball up and wait for intel. But ultimately we just want to smash the enemy and get the game over and done with, which is pretty much always the fun part of the game. But anyway, right now you can see the lights are getting the fuel cell, we've got one, and the enemies are gonna try and get one too. So let's get shooting.
Radar going up.
And with radar going up, let's look at the map to see where they are. And there they are coming in Hotel 8.
Here they come, Hotel 8. Let's hold. Please, Hotel 8.
Yeah, it's a good spot for us to defend.
Golf 8.
25%. Fuel at 0%.
Let's engage at Golf 8.
Yeah, the call is made to shoot them at Golf 8 and just hold, using the trees for me as cover. Arms are solo, I'll probably hit the tree. That's why I got a pop tart. Many coming through the bridge at Hotel 8. So gotta move a bit. Be careful of lights. Yeah, the guy's behind the tree.
New target acquired.
So always use the jump jets to get a better angle. My team is just balling up here, which is nice. But as you can see, my arms are low, so I do hit the ground here. So I'm just gonna wait for them to come. Do a bit of pop-tarting with lasers.
New target acquired.
They're all at the bridge.
So a bit of damage. Alarms come in, but I've got 100% radar deprivation.
Let's all face Hotel 8.
Target
All
acquired.
So once I find cover, the missiles lose their
Yep,
lock,
all 8 shade.
which is
Yeah,
nice.
there's a big murder ball. If somebody can get the ECEM up, that'll be good.
New target
Where's Hotel, please?
acquired.
So if we look at the minimap, my team is pretty spread
Also Hotel.
out actually. Some with me at Golf 8, and a whole bunch holding back further in Golf 7.
Override engaged.
Cataphractic rear is pretty cool and open.
He's alone, Hotel 7.
So good calls by the team. Enemy is trying to push
An
Hotel.
Archer trying to push through.
New target
They're trying to push
acquired.
Hotel
So there
7,
was a
Foxtrot.
target Halo 6, so they downed a big assault.
but we have
So
more or
you
less
push
pinned them
them the
down
other
at
way, I
the
said.
bridge, Hotel 8. This guy's caught, left torso.
Archer, Foxtrot, left torso.
New
Yeah,
target
columning it out for the
acquired.
team knows where to shoot. Thankfully, team is balling up right now.
Linebacker. They have a couple guys over in H7 as well. There's a Cataphract, there's that Vulcan, and something else too. Linebacker back here.
Coming from behind.
well.
So lots of trading around this corner. There's never any real need to rush in.
Acquired.
Just deal some damage at medium range before closing in.
Target
Be
acquired.
patient.
Goddamn, fucking, what is it, a Vulcan? Dropped already in Hotel 8.
New target acquired.
Yeah, they're not pushing forward, so that's
What do
good.
you call a mech?
Good for them at least. We have a lot of mechs covering that corner. But if you look at the minimap, team is
Yeah.
pushing into Golf 9, which is a
Golf
problem.
8, we have Golf 7, we got one Stranger's heavy. Don't all
I'm gonna
chase
help you,
it.
linebacker. Please, everybody else, stay over in G8, so I'm gonna help these guys. There's only like one lad over here.
Abandoned, we could have killed that fucking linebacker.
Yeah, despite the calls,
Well, I didn't
team is
know.
rotating into Golf
Nobody
9 and
knew.
spreading out.
Guys, don't spread out. Golf 8, please.
Trying to call them back, but that's
all
a
chasing
problem.
squirrels.
New target acquired.
Yeah, chasing squirrels here.
Juliet's picking us off. He's in Golf 7.
So gonna fall back a bit.
New target
Team is pushing
acquired.
forward the enemy team, so that's a problem. Yeah, I'm pretty much isolated here,
New target
trying to find some
acquired.
cover.
I'm gonna fall back. Everybody's all over the place.
Yeah, we're already 0-2 down.
Traffic kilo.
Fuel at 25%.
Constantly pop-tarting. So hopefully I can do some damage, distract them a bit.
Heat level critical.
Mauler, Delta left torso.
We probably need help with the team more than attack the base right now, right?
The team has good comms though.
Wouldn't worry about the base.
Yeah,
Just kill the enemy.
Fuel at 25%. New
I mean,
target
always doesn't
acquired.
full time.
Like I said, one good thing about the Nova, it can jump pretty well. So gotta use that.
Alright, well, that's one way to go. Kill yourself.
New target
It's either I
acquired.
support the Golf 8 team or I fall back to base. I think I'll support the Golf 8. I like to
New
fight.
target acquired.
Enemy team is deciding to push, with the Mauler and Hotel 8 being left also caught. The Fafnir also.
New target acquired.
So it's time to be a bit more aggressive, using the wall and the trees as cover.
Left leg critical damage.
Gonna try for his left torso.
Left torso critical
Almost.
damage. Target destroyed.
Oh, he went down.
Nice.
New target acquired.
Kill the
4-4.
Vulcan fast and come back. Thank you.
Yeah, a few mechs chasing the Vulcan in Golf
New
6.
target
That Vulcan
But enemy is
gotta be
getting
quirky.
very bold now.
New target acquired.
This wall is a lifesaver, as you can see. Arm lock is off so I can better react to their movement.
Acquired.
Accidentally step on a fuel cell, which gives me a bit of problems. It's getting in my way. Gotta get out of there. Back to my favorite thing, the tree.
Acquired. Warning incoming.
Yeah, I'm not worried about learn books. Not with 100% radar deprivation. Accidentally hit the
Hotel
tree.
7 is an archer, left torso's
New
open.
target acquired.
Like I said, the arms are really wide. 5-4 though, we're slowly winning this trading battle.
Fucking artillery.
5%.
With this Highlander in front,
I
it's
got
time to
some
move
shooting
up and
back
support
on
him.
the teammate or is that enemy?
Yeah, I'm moving up to
Hostile,
support this
hostile.
Highlander.
He was trying to shoot you right in the foot.
New target.
This is what
Yeah,
really
yeah.
sharing armor is like.
Mauler's going down, Delta. Hotel 8, let's move in a bit.
So good thing about this, you can shoot and twist nicely.
Delta, Foxtrot and Lima all caught.
5-4, it's time to lead the push here. Hit them from the flanks so the Golf 8 team can move in also. Catch them in a pincer between Hotel 7 and Golf 8. Yeah, this Marauder exposing too much. My left torso and leg are really caught though. My left side's really caught, so it's time to fall back as the strike comes in.
Son of a... Alright, we
Move
gotta
in,
get these
move in.
guys fucking behind us.
See Foxtrot? Let's move in Hotel 8. We have the advantage. They are caught.
Yeah, they have lots of caught mechs, and we have a 2 mech advantage. It's time to push.
Yeah, it's a gemma.
Caught or not, gotta be aggressive.
Fuel at 25%.
Alright, let's go get that little fucking Jenner now, son of a bitch.
Oh, somebody doesn't like the Jenner. And with the friendly heavy on my right side, it's
New
time to
target
pop tart.
acquired.
Got
Target
yeah,
acquired.
managed to get that Archer.
Heat
Unit over there, that's Somaru, he goes down.
Oh, his leg's fucked.
A salute for him. Nice check.
target acquired.
Golf is here, trying to get his right torso. Managed to get him, but oh, lost my torso, lost my leg. Got crisped a bit.
Shred me, or anybody else.
Right arm
Hopefully I can start up in time. Oh, nope. Killed by War Daddy
So
a
what is
split
that, Jenner that's
second
just left?
before he goes down.
Just the
What a
Jenner.
waste.
God damn it.
Anyway, with that, the game is won.
The turrets are pretty easy to kill.
11-5, just one more to shoot down.
I got 9 rounds left.
So since it's incursion and there's only one mech left, let's just fast forward this part. So yep, like I said, this build not too shabby if you use the jump jets to overcome its flaws with the poor geometry. Pop tarting most of the time. Yeah, you can do some damage to your legs that way, but yeah, that allows you to get better angles, overcome its flaws. But anyway, yeah, I think the gen is gonna go down and then that's it. We can look at the scores of this match.
destroyed.
And with the Janus leg blowing off, the victory is assured. 12-5. Good defense of the base, but ultimately that's all the Janus could do. Defend and try its best. So let's take a look at the damage output.
Took a while.
Yeah, it was a nice
793 damage, 2 kills. I actually took quite a bit, 439 damage, 3 KMDDs, match score of 580. So let's move on to the next match. So the last match was pretty long but pretty interesting, ultimately resulting in a 12-5 victory for my team. Just a bit sad that I died. I was hoping to survive, but it always happens. I'm a way too aggressive. But anyway, here we have Canyon Network, and here I am moving on the right side, supporting Daring Squirrel in his commando. I'm hoping he's gonna flush out the enemy so I can shoot whatever he flushes out. Commandos are tanky, so I'm gonna let him go in.
Target acquired.
Yep, and true enough, one light jumps in. I think it's a mislinks. Daring Squirrel has drawn a bit of aggro. Oh, it's a javelin.
At 0%.
PPCs are like machine
Artillery
guns.
strike online.
So Delta 5 is a good spot to hold. Good thing about the arms, I can shoot down UAVs. Gotta wait for my team to come up.
New target acquired.
You've got snipers set up Charlie 5, Bravo 5.
Yeah, they have a few snipers there. I'm not
New
gonna pop that
target
there.
acquired.
Gonna get shot to bits by the snipers if I do pop that. So in fact, I'm gonna swivel left a bit.
New target acquired.
Go by all this
New
ravines
target
and stuff on the
acquired.
left side.
Yep, there's the sniper Delta.
Oh, that's Navid. Sniping really dangerous in Charlie 5. All the strikes comes in.
New target
Don't really want to get shot by strikes. One target there. Yep.
All over, so.
Lasers on my right. I'm hitting the wall again.
Go through the center instead. Yeah, they got lots of big boys there. Charlie 5.
They've only got one kill. We're walking straight into their firing lines.
New
You probably
target
have
They're Charlie 5 snipers there, they are.
artillery
Really
strike
deadly.
targeting.
And my left torso's already open. All I can do is drop strikes on them. And target those on my left.
New
Like all
target
these.
acquired.
I'm not gonna trade with the snipers. It's not worth it.
Left torso critical damage.
UAV is still up. Thankfully my strike did a bit of damage. ER mediums have 460 meters range with skills, so I'm gonna fall back a bit. Let the big boys like the
Acquired.
King Crab tank for me while I pop tart.
New target acquired.
I blow off something.
Fuel
Probably
at
an unarmored arm.
0%.
So we are holding this spot. One thing nice about the games nowadays, there's a bit of trading, not just
25%.
NASCAR and whatever you call it.
New target acquired.
Really don't like pop
Yeah,
tarting
Bravo
here
speed up.
because of the
New
firing line
target
at Charlie 5.
acquired.
But sometimes when the games are not too good, this match is okay so far. Just do as much damage as you can. And look at Alpha, he's just YOLOing.
Alpha's making a bit.
Go forward if you can.
Gotta be careful with my left arm weapons. As you can see, the low mounts are a problem.
We have shit tons of artillery, or our
New
guys are
target
just missing.
acquired. Artillery strike online.
Yeah, I will like this harassing that Marauder 2C.
Acquired. Left critical damage.
Almost did some damage to the Hanji. Significant damage that is.
New target
But nope.
acquired.
Can I get him?
Critical.
He's caught.
Target
No,
destroyed.
Psychedelic Dragon gets him.
New
So, one,
target
two.
acquired.
Catapult Golf in Charlie 4's right torso.
Ooh. Delta, Novid, there he is.
Try
Now,
to
not gonna
conserve
trade.
ourselves. Peak
New
minimally.
target
Instead of
acquired.
trading
I
with
have the junkyard locked down.
mechs like
Don't worry about
those,
that.
sometimes it's better to just go the other way.
Acquired.
So that's what I'm doing now, going the other way, away from the
Mechs
snipers.
Artillery
AC-20
strike
Irby.
online.
He can blow off my left torso in one shot. Gotta be
A lot
really
of
careful.
them in.
New target acquired.
Kinda alone here, but at one tree, I gotta try something radical.
New target
Hit them from the side.
left arm critical damage.
Thankfully that urban mech missed my left torso.
PCM nice coverage.
Level critical.
Yeah, I'm not trading that well.
Torso critical damage.
Commander, we need
Now
to
my
use
right
your
torso is
alarm.
open.
New target acquired.
I'm just waiting for them to push this flank.
Artillery strike online.
But honestly, I'm kinda overextended.
Artillery strike activated.
Team is not supporting, which is fine. Oh, Shadow Vulcan leaving. It's already too late. No, it's never too late.
Go
Just keep
cover
a
that off,
level head.
Commander.
Trade and do as
New
much as you
target
can.
Acquired.
So if the enemy tries to flank from their right, which is my left, I'm in a good position to do some damage, push them back. It'd be nice if I had one mech
There's still guys over in
or
Charlie
two
5.
mechs
Avoid
more
that
to
area.
support me.
New target
Yeah,
acquired.
keep luring them in.
Target acquired.
Kilo
Actually, the enemy team is getting a bit impatient.
Acquired.
They're pushing forward a bit. They have Navid and the rest in the rear, so there's really no need for them to push in.
New target acquired.
It's 2-3. They can outtrade us easily. But this is the problem with teams nowadays.
New target
Very
acquired.
passive. Which is, to a certain extent, okay,
Start
but
retreating to the car.
over passiveness is bad. My team is just holding back, trading a bit. So is their team. But they are
Dropping
trading
RVs.
better.
We're exposed over there on top.
New target acquired.
Drop down.
So really worried they'll push me, especially
Move
that
down.
guy Golf.
At 25%.
I think they know I'm
And cover
here.
us.
They just worry there's more than me. But there's only me. 4-4, we're winning the trade, interestingly enough. If I had 2 more mechs with me, we could push their flanks. But it is what it is. No support so far.
New target acquired.
So just a matter of pop-tarting and doing some damage.
New target acquired.
Don't overextend. You're asking for help, you're overextending.
He's assuming I want mechs to rush the left flank, but I actually just want people to
Yeah,
cover this
you
flank.
wanna die there, you wanna go back.
At 25%.
Nah, I don't want to go back.
Range, if we push,
We don't have to
just
hold
get
one spot.
slaughtered one by one.
Just me and maybe one more mech, 2 mechs here hitting their flanks could do a lot. But as you can see on the minimap, those in Delta 4, those in Bravo Lance,
At 25%.
they are supporting me, but
Target
further back.
acquired.
That's gonna be decisive. Because it's 4-4 now, really close.
Okay, they're starting to creep in. Watch your step.
Ultimately, still good intel from Psychedelic Dragon.
At 25%.
They are trying to push forward now, the enemy team. They're getting a bit impatient. That's when I move in,
Avoid
New
getting tagged.
target acquired.
knowing I have a few mechs in
Target
Delta 4
destroyed.
supporting me. So yep,
New
there they are.
target
Watch the fox,
acquired.
good job.
There I am. Oh, low arms, damn it. So falling back to cover.
Target destroyed.
Now that I have the high ground to their right, I got
New
better
target
angles.
Acquired.
got someone turned around.
That's Navid, always a threat. Nice guy. He likes his tea,
At 25%.
but his CT is called,
Torso
you know, T,
destroyed.
get it, get it?
Right arm
Yeah, I lost my torso.
destroyed. Heat sink destroyed.
Very poor heat dissipation now. But it's 8-5, we more or less won
New
this.
target acquired.
We have them flanked if you look at the minimap. They're walking straight into the anvil, while the hammer, which includes me, just hits them from the rear.
India's open.
As I enjoy the shutting down animations. Tactical shutdowns we call it. Shutting down in cover.
New target acquired.
8-6. Actually it's a bit close. But if we get this supernova,
New target
we should have this.
acquired. Heat level critical.
How many times? Oh no, that's the supernova. Oh, thankfully the guys on my right saved my
New
sorry
target
skinny ass.
acquired. Heat level
Oh, another shutdown. But that's it guys.
target destroyed.
12-7.
Good job, guys.
And there it was, it's a good job. So that was a good match with quite good trading on both sides. Ultimately, with a few mechs of ours flanking from their right flank, we were able to pin them down and secure the win. 616 damage, 1 kill, and pretty interesting match because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 people with 500 max score and above. So that's it ladies and gents for this video on the requirked Nova Prime. Still very deadly, in fact more deadly, bolting those wonderful arm-mounted ER rhythm lasers. Too bad the geometry kinda sucks, but the new quirks kinda make up for it. But anyway, till next time guys, you guys have a good day and I'll see you guys around. Bye!